What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel. So you might have seen the title as Unrealistic Succulent Arrangements, and you must be wondering what does that mean. Now you might have come across, or whenever you are planning to make an arrangement in order to get some ideas, you always tend to log in to Pinterest or probably Instagram or any social media platform to get some inspiration in order to make arrangement, whether it could be a theme or it could be just a regular arrangement. And a lot of times you might come across arrangements that tend to look like this. Maybe it's not exactly the same, but somewhat like this, wherein there are a lot of different types of succulents. Some succulents are poking out of the pot, or some are trailing out of the pot. Now the reason why I call this as unrealistic arrangements is because whenever we tend to make an arrangement, we have to keep certain things in mind. That is, whether the succulent has the same needs in terms of light, whether they like indirect bright light or direct sunlight. Do they have the same water requirements? Or let's say if you are from a region wherein your succulents tend to go dormant and you are a person who tends to use fertilizers, so dormancy and non-dormancy, all of these things play a very important role. So over here, as you can see, let's take this as an example. I have a euphorbia at the back. Again, this is not a cacti. Even I used to think these are cacti, but they are a different genus. They don't fall under the Cactaceae family. Then we have a haworthia and Graptosedum. We have two echeverias. Again, in echeverias, you can see this is a thin leaf. This is a little bit chubby. So here itself, as you can see, just with these two succulents, though they are from the same genus, but one has thin leaves, one has little chubby leaves. So there itself, there is going to be a little bit of difference. And then we have Graptosedum ghostii. Graptosedum ghostii, again, there is a change in dormancy because echeverias are winter dormant and Graptosedums are succulents that tend to grow during the winter season. So your dormancy and non-dormancy is also quite different. Watering is very different. And then comes the light. Haworthias do not need direct sunlight. They need indirect bright light. Otherwise, they will start turning brown. So you can see the entire arrangement looks absolutely stunning, looks very beautiful, but there is a lot of conflict going on in terms of light, in terms of watering, in terms of dormancy and non-dormancy. So what's going to happen over here is this arrangement is going to look absolutely fantastic for a week or maybe for 2 weeks, but eventually it will start to have issues. So how is this arrangement going to start falling apart? Now what's going to happen is, if you're going to keep this arrangement in direct sunlight, your haworthia will start to turn brown. It will no longer look green. It's going to look kind of dead and dry. And then you think that, okay, I'm going to move them in indirect bright light. Then your brightly colored echeverias or Graptosedums will start to lose the color. So either there is going to be a loss of color or there is going to be a gain of color. Apart from that, the watering is also going to be changing because your chubby succulents would require less watering. Your thin-leaved succulents would require a little bit more watering. So if there is an imbalance in watering, then either one of the succulent will get rotted or the other one will get dehydrated. So probably for a week, 2 weeks, or maybe 3 weeks, give and take, the arrangement might look okay, but eventually it will start to fall apart. So it's very important you understand the requirements. I'm not saying that you cannot keep a bunch of succulents together. Definitely you can make a very compact arrangement if you like, but ensure that these succulents have the same requirement in terms of watering, in terms of light. And if you are from a region where your succulents tend to go dormant and non-dormant, then you'll have to have another division in terms of dormancy and non-dormancy. For me, it's not much of an issue because we do not have a very strict dormancy, because in my city the winters are not very cold. Minimum it will go up to 16 degrees Celsius. That's about it. That too late at night, and by afternoon it is around 24, 25, even 27 degrees Celsius, even during winters. So in my case, my succulents do not tend to go into a strict dormancy. Probably they might slow down their growth, but it is not much of an issue for me because I don't tend to use any fertilizers in my succulent. But yes, if you are from an environment in a region wherein your succulents tend to go dormant, and if you tend to use fertilizers, of course you cannot use fertilizers for dormant succulents. So there again, you're going to have another issue. So these arrangements are beautiful to look at in pictures, but then in reality it can be quite different. Now you must be wondering, why do they make such arrangements? Probably it's for social media, or probably for some kind of a magazine, or maybe for a banner, like if they are about to open up a shop, so they want to create this attractive succulent arrangements. So just to attract people, they tend to make these arrangements, because of course if you're going to look at it, it looks absolutely stunning. Now no, I have not made this arrangement just for this video. These are all cuttings that I have just kept together. You can see this, these were all cuttings. I'm just waiting for them to air root, so I had just kept them together. This pot is of the euphorbia. These are all cuttings that I've just left them on topsoil for them to air root. Even the haworthia, I had just done a cutting, so I will be putting them into the soil. This was just to let them air root. It's not a permanent arrangement. So that's about it. I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button, and if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe, and keep planting.